the likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford? It would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkaraj know each other.
Fans of both Canelo and Crawford have been eager to see them face off, and the rumors about a potential fight between them just won't die down.
Isn't Canelo next year? Are you done from the sport, Terence?
I wouldn't say that. Right now, I'm just weighing out my options and looking for the best opportunities and options for Terence Crawford in my career.
Absolutely.
After months of uncertainty, the idea of these two champions finally stepping into the ring together seems to have gained new life. The journey has been full of ups and downs, but now there might be a small glimmer of hope.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. What is your honest thoughts on that as an opportunity and a potential fight?
Oh, it's always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals and always.
Last month, Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, was at the peak of his game. Edgar Berlanga proved to be a solid opponent for him to defend his titles against, showing once again why Canelo remains one of the best fighters in the world. Fans are used to seeing Canelo fight on Cinco de Mayo, but his next opponent is still a mystery. This uncertainty has only fueled more speculation, with Terence Crawford's name once again rising to the top of the list.
For me, I don't need to take that fight because then everybody's gonna say this too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, you know, he need to enjoy.
Crawford's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. The former welterweight champion shocked the world by moving up to super welterweight and taking on the formidable Israil Madrimov. Not only did Crawford come out victorious, but he also claimed a title in his fourth weight division, further solidifying his legacy. Fans have been eagerly waiting for Crawford to move up once more to challenge Canelo, and the fighter himself has made it clear he's ready for the challenge. But is this fight actually possible?
Because a lot of people are saying, like, hey, you know, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, you know, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight, or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What do you got to prove to Boot? Boot trying to take over and start beating the guys around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud look to try to make him.
Earlier this year, Saudi chief Turki Al-Sheikh showed great interest in making the fight happen. With his resources and connections, it seemed like he might be able to pull off what many consider a dream matchup. However, negotiations hit a dead end when Canelo refused to discuss the fight before his showdown with Berlanga. This led Al-Sheikh to step back, and for a while, it seemed like the fight was nothing more than wishful thinking.
Realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. You know,
Now, Al-Sheikh has made a surprising move, putting the ball back in Canelo's court. Speaking to DAZN, he made it clear that he's ready to restart negotiations, but only if the discussions happen directly between him and Canelo. I don't know anyone from Canelo's team now, and I have no connections, but if he's listening, I'm ready to talk, Al-Sheikh stated. I want to discuss this, just me and him, without anyone in the middle. This direct approach could be a game changer. Al-Sheikh is known for pulling off major deals in the boxing world, and his insistence on cutting out intermediaries proves how serious he is about making this fight happen. The big question now is, will Canelo respond? Fans are buzzing with excitement over the possibilities. But Canelo hasn't been without his critics. David Benavidez, another top name often linked to the Mexican superstar, recently claimed that Canelo turned down a staggering $70 million offer to fight an undefeated former world champion. Whether or not this claim is true, it has only added pressure on Canelo to deliver a blockbuster fight in 2024. Facing Crawford could be the perfect answer. For Crawford, this fight isn't just about securing his legacy. It's also a chance to silence anyone doubting his ability to compete at 168 lbs. Despite the significant weight jump, Crawford has never backed down from a challenge. His dominant performance against Madrimov earlier this year proved he's willing to push himself to the limit, and taking on Canelo would be no exception.
What do you think about Terence Crawford? What do we think about Terence Crawford's performance, and do you want to get a fight with him?
If the money is right, I mean,
$100 million. I heard.
The stakes couldn't be higher for both fighters. A victory for Canelo would further cement his legacy as one of the greatest boxers of this generation, while a win for Crawford would make him a legend in his own right. Fans are already envisioning the fireworks this fight could bring, with both fighters known for their skill, strategy, and relentless determination. Adding to the intrigue is Turki Al-Sheikh, the mastermind behind Crawford's recent fight. Having already shown his ability to put together major events that captivate the boxing world, his involvement could be a game changer.
Doing that.
Where do things stand with Turkey? Turkey said he would like to open a line of communication with no middleman, just you and him. And
I never say no to business. So if it is a business for me, I'm...
Al-Sheikh's latest comments suggest he is still committed to making this fight happen, even after previously stating that he would focus on securing bigger fights for Crawford elsewhere. It's worth noting that Crawford's victory over Madrimov was more than just another win. It was a statement. The Uzbek fighter was no easy opponent, yet Crawford's dominance sent a clear message to anyone questioning his versatility. That win reignited the debate over his next challenger, with Canelo's name coming up repeatedly in conversations among fans and analysts. On the other hand, Canelo's win against Berlanga received mixed reactions. While it was yet another successful title defense, some critics felt the fight lacked the excitement expected from a Canelo main event. This has only heightened expectations for his next fight, as fans hope to see him take on a truly dangerous opponent. Crawford, with his reputation and recent accomplishments, fits that description perfectly. But this potential showdown also raises strategic questions. How would Crawford adjust to boxing at 168 lbs? Would his speed and precision be enough to counter Canelo's power and experience at that weight? And for Canelo, would facing someone as skilled and relentless as Crawford force him to rethink his usual fighting style? These are tough questions, even for Crawford himself. At one point, he didn't seem too keen on chasing a fight at 168 lbs, especially against Canelo Alvarez. Speaking to Sporting News in a video before his famous win over Errol Spence Jr., Crawford made his stance clear. "I ain't going up there," he said, leaving fans unsure if this matchup would ever become a reality. Yet here we are. With the fight now confirmed, Crawford has completely changed his mindset, turning what once seemed impossible into his biggest motivation. In recent months, his hunger to face Canelo has only intensified. On the Porter Way podcast, Crawford revealed just how much this fight means to him. "To be honest, the Canelo fight was my motivation," he admitted. "The idea of starting at lightweight and climbing all the way to super middleweight without any catchweight agreement is a daunting challenge, even for someone as accomplished as Crawford. But for him, that's exactly what makes it exciting. It would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to move up to 168 with no catchweight and dethrone you," he said, acknowledging the massive stakes involved. Crawford knows moving up in weight is no easy task. He has already made history by becoming a champion in 4 different weight divisions, but now he has his sights set on something no one has ever done before. Still, Crawford remains humble, saying, "Man, it's something to talk about. Retirement. You know, those are things we discuss. But right now, I'm still doing what I do. Canelo has a fight coming up, so I never want to make it all about me and Canelo." While Crawford has always been respectful in his approach, Canelo has been far less enthusiastic about the fight. In the past, the Mexican superstar has openly dismissed the idea, saying it offers him no real reward. Now, if you picture Crawford as a welterweight at 168 lbs, I have everything to lose and nothing to gain. If I win, people will say, "Oh, he was too small," and everything, Canelo explained. His hesitation makes sense. There's a lot on the line for him, too. Losing to someone moving up multiple weight classes would be a massive blow to his reputation. Still, Crawford refuses to back down, proving himself time and again. His recent victory over Israil Madrimov to claim the WBA world title at super welterweight brought him one step closer to this historic showdown. Even then, Canelo wasn't impressed. Speaking to Fight Hype, he questioned Crawford's performance, saying, "I think he knows why there are weight classes, right? He puts on a good fight, but for me, I think he lost, or at best, got a draw. It could have gone either way." Crawford didn't hold back in his response. On the Porter Way podcast, he reminded fans of Canelo's own struggles when moving up in weight. "They talk all this crazy stuff about me moving up and having a tough time, but when he moved up, he lost. That's the difference. I moved up and won. He moved up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo." It was a sharp retort, one that highlighted Crawford's grit. Many fans still remember Canelo's loss to Dimitri BRAWL at light heavyweight. BRAWL outboxed him over 12 rounds, exposing weaknesses against bigger opponents. While Canelo did win his first fight at 175 lbs against Sergey Kovalev, his record at higher weights isn't spotless. Crawford sees this as proof that he's more than capable of taking on challenges just as big as Canelo's, if not bigger. Crawford's argument carries even more weight when considering Canelo's recent choice of opponents. Not long ago, Canelo fought Jermell Charlo, a former undisputed champion at super welterweight. If Canelo was willing to fight Charlo, why not Crawford? After all, both fighters have proven themselves in the ring and are chasing greatness. Fans see this fight as a natural progression, a chance for both men to prove they are the best of the best. For Crawford, this fight isn't just about titles or records, it's about making history. Moving up to 168 lbs and dethroning Canelo would cement his place as one of the greatest fighters of all time. While the challenge is enormous, Crawford's confidence remains unshaken. He understands the risks, but he also knows the rewards are worth it. That's what makes this fight so special. It's not just another boxing match. It's a moment that could change the sport forever. Canelo, on the other hand, has always been focused on his legacy. He has taken on the best and proven himself time and again, but this fight with Crawford is different. It's not just about adding another win to his record, it's about protecting his status at the top of the sport. The pressure is immense, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Fans are eager to see how he will respond to the challenge. This is the kind of fight that doesn't come around often, a clash of two legends at the peak of their careers. Both fighters have everything to lose and everything to gain, and that's what makes it so thrilling. Fans are already debating who will come out on top, analyzing every possible angle, and speculating about what might happen when these two warriors finally step into the ring. Crawford's journey to this moment has been nothing short of incredible. Starting at 135 lbs and working his way up through the weight classes, he has faced every challenge head-on. Now, at 37 years old, he's preparing for the biggest test of his career. For Canelo, this fight is about proving once and for all that he is the best fighter of his generation and silencing any remaining critics. As the boxing world gears up for this epic showdown, one thing is certain. This is more than just a fight between two champions. It's a battle of skill, determination, and legacy. Both fighters have taken different paths to get here, but they share the same goal, to be remembered as the greatest. Interestingly, Amir Khan is the only fighter to have shared the ring with both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, giving him a unique perspective on this potential matchup. Having faced each fighter at different points in his career, Khan's insights carry weight, especially as speculation around a Crawford-Canelo clash continues to build. Khan first stepped into the ring with Canelo in May 2016, moving up from welterweight to fight for the WBC middleweight title at 155-pound catchweight. The fight ended in a brutal sixth-round knockout loss for Khan, who experienced firsthand the raw power and size Canelo brings. 3 years later, Khan faced Crawford in a welterweight showdown for the WBO world title. At his peak, Crawford stopped Khan in the sixth round as well, showcasing his speed, precision, and adaptability. Having fought both men, Khan has a rare insight into their strengths and weaknesses, making his perspective on this dream fight all the more intriguing. Speaking to Box Nation, Khan shared his honest take on the hypothetical showdown between Canelo and Crawford. Canelo is a beast, man. I fought both guys, and I feel like size always matters. There's a reason we have weight classes, he said. Terence is special, don't get me wrong, but getting hit by a guy like Canelo is different. Khan emphasized the challenge Crawford would face in dealing with Canelo's power and size advantage. However, despite acknowledging the risks, Khan remained loyal to Crawford, praising his exceptional skill set and ability to adapt. That fight would be insane, Khan continued. I'll support my boy Terence, and I want him to win, but it won't be easy. Does he need this fight? No, I don't think so. He's already done so much in his career and beaten everyone. Khan also touched on what might motivate Crawford to take the fight: money. He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters out there. But if it's a huge payday, I get why he'd go for it. Why take a risky fight for less when you can make serious money? While unsure who would win, Khan made one thing clear. If the fight happens, he'll be in Crawford's corner. Khan's perspective highlights just how complex a Canelo versus Crawford fight would be. It wouldn't just be a big event. It would be a clash of two elite fighters, each with something to prove. Adding another layer to the discussion, unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk shared his thoughts on the 3 Knockdown Rule podcast. I think Terence will win, Usyk said confidently. He's different. He can switch stances, control space, and fight like a bigger guy. Usyk's belief in Crawford comes from his ability to adapt and his high ring IQ, making him a dangerous opponent, even for someone as powerful as Canelo. Crawford's latest victory over Israel Mamov in August, where he won the WBO super welterweight title, further proves that he's ready for bigger challenges. Despite Mamov being a tough opponent, Crawford dominated with ease, showcasing his mastery across multiple weight classes. Usyk's endorsement aligns with the growing belief that, at 37 years old, Crawford is still at the top of his game. His ability to move up in weight and still perform at the highest level has cemented his status as one of boxing's all-time greats. He's too small. That's been the main argument against Crawford fighting Canelo, but the speculation hasn't stopped. When asked about the possible matchup, Canelo stayed true to his style, cool and confident. His response? Just 4 words. Let's make it happen. Short, but powerful. Canelo has built his career on taking risks and fighting the best, and a showdown with Crawford would be no different. For him, this fight isn't just about defending his super middleweight titles. It's about proving he can take on one of the most skilled fighters in the world and still come out on top. With both fighters showing interest, a Canelo versus Crawford fight is quickly becoming one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing. Crawford's journey from lightweight to super welterweight has been remarkable, but moving up to super middleweight would be his biggest test yet. For Canelo, this fight is an opportunity to show that his power and experience can overcome even the most technically skilled opponent. As Khan and Usyk pointed out, this wouldn't just be a fight. It would be a battle of strategy, skill, and raw power. With Crawford expected to return to the ring in April or May 2025, and Canelo emerging as a likely opponent, the boxing world is waiting to see what happens next. But what do you think? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.